I got something real special for y'all today. We got a first gen Cummins with a 12 valve in it. I'm by no means a diesel mechanic. Normally I work on gassers, but this one's special. The fellow we bought this from used it for his tree company, and he said, well, it kept leaving him stranded, and about 15 years ago, left him stranded one too many times, and there it sat in his yard. Yard was real wet with some acidic soil. Normally you don't see rust that bad in Florida, but this one, it's got some rust. You boys up north, when you see it, are probably gonna be like, throw some duct tape on it. We ain't used to that down here. It's all right though, because what's underneath this hood is what matters. I actually put a lot of trust in the guy I bought this from. Real nice fella. I have not opened this hood at all. I could not open this hood. The hood latch cable was broken. He tried to open it, he broke it. He tried to go up through the fender well, he broke it again there. We're gonna have a fight right off the rip on this one, just trying to get in the engine bay. But before we get diving into that, let me give you a real quick walk around of this old gal. The front grille and all these fenders in the hood are in all right shape. Hood's got some pretty bad rust on it right in the middle here. Lots of pitting. Right on that drip rail up there, that's pretty bad. That's pretty typical for these first gen Cummins. These logos, they're actually in better shape than our logos on our first gen. Got the original rims on her. She's got this homemade bed on her. You'll see when we walk around. Someone welded this up and threw it on there. Got some gnarly rust. You don't see stuff like this in Florida. Oh. Said it wasn't like this 15 years ago. I'm imagining it was probably parked with tree limbs or some kind of gunk on it to cause this much rust. But you never know. The bed actually isn't attached right now. That's why she was strapped down. We drove about 3.5, 4 hours to get this old gal. You can see right where the hole in that bed is. The rust on this frame is just terrible. A lot of y'all will say she's past saving. The frame probably is, but we got some big plans for this gal once we get her running. She does have duals on the rear end. This is probably one of the only dualies you'll see. This is a 93 that's this late, still has drum brakes on the rear end. You can kind of tell from that hitch, if you look up on the sides where it's mounted, that they were pulling something probably a little bit too heavy with it, because that frame's bent right there. This left rear was locked up when we were trying to pull her on the trailer. It didn't give us too many problems because we had a winch. All three other tires were all clear though. This cab, pretty solid on the bottom side. You guys can see there's a little bit of rust there, but it's nothing that your hand's gonna go through. This driver's door was opening up for us, but she don't want to open anymore. We'll have to figure that out. Gonna give you guys a peek inside the cab here. She's got a gray interior, 5-speed. She's actually in pretty good shape, relatively. You know, just got mildew, sagging headliner. She smells a pack of wet socks dumped in cat pee. But if you look at this floor, that's probably what you'd expect. Floor pans are solid, so at least we got that going for us. Gonna tuck her back in for now, and let's get moving. This old gal, project in mind for her involves some engine and transmission mostly, but she's got a lot of good parts on her still. That being said, easiest way to access this would just be pull the grill off as hard as you can. The little 31-year-old fasteners right there would probably just let loose, but I'm gonna try to save as much as I can. That being said, we got this old gal to reference. She's a little dirty, give us a break. She gets used a lot, and I'm gonna use it to reference everything so I know where the latch is, how to open it up, and get moving. I could see how that cable could break, because ours is a firm pull as well. I think my first game plan, 3 screws here. I got this mini screwdriver, teeny-tiny. I do have a 90-degree screwdriver too that I can use. I think this one's gonna be a bit easier. Loosen these up, pull this out, give me a little bit more access. You can tell this old girl was a work truck because she is making us work for it right off the rip here. Oh man. There's gonna be a lot of drop in this mini screwdriver. I don't know if I can get the pressure I need on it. I think this one might be a little bit too rusted. Ah, no. Not a good start. Not a good start. Oh. First time dropping that screwdriver. Isn't that thing so cute? Change the moves a little bit. Maybe this headlight will be easier to get through. I'm thinking moving this headlight will give me enough access to take the screws off of that black grill there. Got a little swimming pool in that headlight there. The one piece holding it on is just so rusted. I might be able to pry it and break it. Oh, Jesus. Man, how do you boys up north deal with this all the time? I think I'd get sick of it. Oh, and that broke too. The guy I bought this from said it's never been up north. Seemed trustworthy enough, so I believe him. All right, that's a lot more access now. This last one right here has been a real booger. Resorted to just sawing it. There's just not enough room to pull it out. There we go. So sawing it instead of just breaking or cutting it lets me plastic weld it back together later. Giving you guys a peek at what I can see. Not really much. The actual latch is this is the piece you pull once the hood gets popped. But the actual latch, the right bolt for it is right there. Well, I guess the left side, if driver's side, is right there, but it's just threads. Might be able to twist it out with vice grips from the bottom. That might be a far cry though. I think this cable right through that hole and right up there, I think that's the cable you use to pop your hood. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it over here and try to pull on it, I guess. I don't know, just give it a shot. Oh, there we go. There's that cable. This cable looks to be in pretty good shape. It probably just broke because that latch up there is just froze up. I think we're that lucky. Just give it a tug and it works. Oh, something just popped. Wasn't the hood though. I'm positive I'm on it right now and it's just not moving. Oh my gosh. Let's jiggle it and try to find a different spot. Maybe I'm just on like the bolt right next to it or something. Started this project at 9 o'clock this morning. It is now 4 o'clock and I'm not making any progress. Just trying to save this grill. It's not even in perfect shape. It's got a couple cracks. But what I'm doing right now is like picking up the clean side of a turd. There just ain't no good way to do it. I'm gonna take all the screws out of this grill that I can. There's 3 here that are holding it on. And then I'm gonna break those 3. That'll give me enough access right here that maybe I can get a bigger tool in there, do some cutting, maybe get a wrench in there, do something. Got it all loose off camera. You guys can see just the tops being held on. I'm sorry, baby. Come on, girl. Don't make this hard. Come on. Just have to plastic weld you. Come on, baby. Oh, but they're getting in my way of ripping this thing off. I guess I, damn. Sorry guys, I've given up on saving this grill. She's just got to come off. Come on, baby. All right. Whew. Thank you. Yes. Right now I got vice grips on the bottom of these. I don't think I'm turning them. It'd be nice if I was though. Nope, the grips are just slipping off of it. All right, I'm gonna try to cut it off from the bottom now. This was Dad's idea, and if you guys come look, it's a screw going into a square piece, acting like a nut, and there's little ridges on either side that prevent it from turning. So if I come in here at an angle, I may be able to chop enough of it off where we can just pry the hood up and hopefully the latch will come off with it. These are the only 2 bolts on this side and over here holding it on. It's worth a shot. Next step after this is cutting a hole in the hood. Part of that square piece is still there. Seems like it's starting to pick up a little bit. There's just a little bit of bolt holding it right there. Maybe that did it. That side just let go, I think.
The hood popped up a little bit. Yep.
All right. Oh. Oh my gosh. The big reveal. Did we buy a turd? Oh. Well, from the looks of it, I think everything's here. Yeah, that the bracket that wire is attached to, it's bent. It's bent bad. That wouldn't have. Nah, it wouldn't have unlocked. Well, at least we can't accidentally lock ourselves out again, so that's good. Yeah, turbo's here. We got all of our injectors still in the engine. That's good. Hopefully there's no moisture in our engine. We can come over here and check the air box real fast. See what we got over here. You know, the hood liner fell. There's a decent amount of crud in here, but really it doesn't look like any wires are chewed by rats. It doesn't look like there was a rat's nest in here. Just a bunch of dirt. It was sitting underneath trees. Yeah, she slowly got swallowed up by the soil. That that brake master cylinder over there, that's rusty. That's bad. Our air cleaner looks, you know, like a 15-year-old air cleaner, but there ain't nothing living in it. That's good. We are running out of daylight today, though. Yeah, nothing living in it. Sweet. So.
Anything in the tube?
Nothing in the tube. That's good. Whew. Still got the serpentine belt. Looks like everything's there. I'm concerned about the motor with as much rust as there is in just random spots. Like, why is the master cylinder that rusty, you know? But it's underneath the hood. But the motor looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and take a peek at the oil. Oh no. Look at that, the dipstick sticking out. I wonder if it had blow-by. Or if someone checked it sometime and didn't put it back all the way in, because it might have blew out from a little bit of blow-by. It's low, but
Well, it wasn't all the way in. You didn't push it all the way in.
That's true. Here, let me give it another go. Oh no, I take back what I said about the rat's nest right here. Looks like a rat or a squirrel or something was chomping on some nuts.
Just storing them there.
Big old nut. All right, all the way in now. Now let's give it a look. There we go, that's looking a lot better. We're in the safe zone. Looks like oil.
It's not milky.
It's not milky, it didn't look like there was water on it.
Overall, it looks pretty good. I think you did good, son.
Coming down here, it looks like they probably had some kind of power steering leak or some kind of oil leak down on there. There's a lot of crud. A couple, not really anything unplugged. Fuel pump sitting down there.
Let's take a look in here.
Oh, that radiator actually looks pretty good on the inside.
You see any liquid down there?
Yeah, there's liquid all the way in the very bottom, but still some kind of liquid. I guess Dodge did a pretty good job designing that, because we couldn't get it open at all. Had to cut it, so at least you know no Bobo stealing your 12 valve. Right here is where we're gonna have to call it for the day. Starting to get dark. I'm hungry, so we'll be back at it tomorrow. So normally what I like to do is throw a bar on this old girl, make sure she's free first. But can't easily get a bar on the crank. And also she doesn't have like a carburetor because she's a diesel, obviously. There's not really anything that's been open, you know, like an exhaust or a carburetor. There shouldn't be moisture in this engine. And it shouldn't be locked up, as long as, you know, what the guy told me was true, that it was just some kind of issue that was leaving them stranded and not the motor seizing. You never really know though, but I'm gonna just skip right to hooking a battery up to it, clean the connections, and we'll see if she's got anything in her. There you go. Oh, wow. Whew, spider. Those are kind of dirty, so I'm going to clean them up. That's pretty shiny. Gonna do it a little bit more. Find it really funny that this one looks exactly like our positive post. Just a bunch of other wires hooked up to it. I was told these first gens have a decent amount of electrical issues. I don't know how true that is, but kind of adding up that way right now. Sparking a little bit. Some kind of life. What the? Something's sizzling. Oh, shoot. Oh, something under here just caught on fire. What the heck? Oh. Oh my gosh, are you serious? What shorted out down there? What? Oh wow, that's still smoking. Something up in there just shorted itself to ground. Not really sure what's all down here, but stuff like that happens sitting 15 years. Maybe a rat chewed it, just deteriorated. As quick as it went in, it's gotta come right back out. Oh, I really don't want to pick that up anymore. Yeah, I don't know what that thing is. Just a box with vents on it. It's got... Wait a minute. Is that the computer? Oh man. These things are basically mechanical, but there is a computer on it. Dude. Yeah, that was the ECU for this truck that just went belly up. Maybe it's a bad connection. I don't know. Maybe there's a fuse. Oh, maybe. To my understanding, the ECU in this thing controls the alternator charging and a couple other things. The injection's mechanical. It may still turn over. May even fire because, you know, they're running off compression, not spark. So I'm still turning this baby over, but I definitely don't want to start a fire. I'm going to take this thing out, see what's happening, go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this open, and let's investigate. This is kind of what I assumed I'd be looking at. Normally when stuff like this happens, you can see Oh, this is mushy. Normally this is hard. They pour like an epoxy or something else that doesn't conduct electricity over these motherboards, circuit boards, and those protect it from moisture and stuff getting in, and sometimes stuff just goes bad. I was kind of hoping this would be repairable. If you have these epoxy boards like this, it'll actually leave like a tiny burn hole all the way up. It'll be thin, but you'll be able to tell. So that's kind of what I was hoping for. Just investigate and see. Nothing we can do with this. I'm just gonna have to buy another one, unfortunately. Non-serviceable. That sucks. On a happier note, it's such a beautiful day to have a beautiful day. You guys can see this thing's as tight as it'll get, and it is loose, loose, loose. That ain't going nowhere. I threw you guys in there through the little triangle window. So, about to watch me climb over because the driver's seat don't work. I want to see if this thing gives us anything. That computer probably controls, you know, all the buzzing and stuff that you hear when you turn the key. So, I'd imagine I'm not going to get anything. It smells way worse on this side. Oh, man. Seat's wet. She's headliner's wet. Leaking from the drip rail. I don't even really want to get all the way in the seat. Call me baby if you want. She's in neutral. See if this key turns. Oh, come on. No. Don't do me like that. I'm wondering if this ain't the right key for this girl. 216,000 miles. She was just getting broke in when she was parked. There's also this fuse panel just dangling with a couple missing fuses. These gnarly ants are, look how big he is. We're all over this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and pop that door panel out. That door ain't opening. I'm imagining the cable's broke. I'm gonna hop in there, pop the cable out manually so I can actually climb in through the driver's side. Yeah, this thing is so rusty. Yeah, it's broke. I can feel it. It's just completely loose. Oh. All right. Whew. Battery's hooked up. We got our driver's side door open. I wanted it open before we started testing electrical stuff, so let's get right to it. I want to make sure that we got power to the starter first off. Should run straight. Yeah, it runs straight to the starter. Starter's got 12 volts. Key ain't giving us anything, so I'm gonna bypass the key. I'm gonna start with just bypassing it and doing the starter, hot wiring it, seeing if the motor's free, and we'll go from there. Pretty rusty. Hopefully that makes a good connection. Hooking up the other end all the way down at the starter. Come on. Whew. All right, let's see what this old girl has for us. Come on. Whew. Started turn. The battery jumped off. We do not have a good connection here. You guys saw it spark. Starter didn't engage, but I only clicked it for like half a second. Maybe this is a little bit better connection. All right, let's see if it engages. Yes. Oh, all right. Just so you guys can see her turnover proof. Oh yeah, baby. We're in business. I shouldn't. I shouldn't. But I'm gonna. Oh, well. Yeah, I underestimated that thing. Whew. Oh, girl. Oh, you poor thing. Let's get all this out of here. I don't want her sucking any of it up. Giving her a little bit of go-go juice. We're hitting this button, seeing what's up. Come on, girl. She kind of made a different sound right then. Hold up. Hold up. Oh! Yes, yes. Okay, okay. Oh, there's a shutoff solenoid somewhere over here on this injector pump. It shouldn't be this easy, but I'm going to try. And we got to shut her off. I'm just going to throw a rag over the turbo over there. Come on, girl. Bad connection. Come on. All right. Oh, no way. I wasn't expecting her to start that fast. Well, it's a good thing that ECU doesn't do anything important, because we would have been screwed. I didn't mess with the fuel or anything. That time there was definitely no starting fluid, because this was like 5 minutes after the last time. I just walked around in disbelief, looking around, making sure that I was still in reality, man. I don't think it's ever been that easy. Well, let's try her again. Yeah, she's gonna fire. We got a fuel treatment, diesel conditioner, and anti-gel. Then I got a engine treatment. Same thing, but this one's more of a cleaner. I don't know. I never use this crap. I feel like it's better to just take it apart and clean it. But you know, we're on a roll right now, and I'm feeling lucky. Throw it in the tank, see what happens. Yeah, we're just guesstimating that. About half of it. I don't know, I'm just gonna give it a little bump. That's probably fine. This ain't rocket science. I'm gonna pop some of these injectors out. See what's happening in there. Oh, wow. Damn. There we go. So I'm popping these injectors out. I'll probably pop 3 for the time being. Normally 3 is enough to get your motor running. Just bleeding 3 of them. It's like wanting to start too, still with just 3 in it. Little rat's nest right here. I bet that was a nice house. Busted a couple fingertips right there. So you're supposed to tighten these while turning it over. I don't know, I don't really like following rules. Now, I'm not imagining anything's gonna change, but I'm a dreamer. You guys got shook up a little bit there. My bad. Nope. This is 100% a fuel problem. Next step, this thing's got a lift pump to the injector pump. That needs good pressure so the injector pump can work right. And maybe we got a weak injector pump. I'm gonna start digging into it and just seeing what's happening. So right here, there's two little spade connectors hooked to the fuel shutoff solenoid. So I'm gonna check this first. That one was completely loose. I don't know which one's my hot wire. One does something and one's hot. But I just need my hot for it to work. I wish I kind of knew what symptoms were happening with this truck that caused them to park it, because if it was randomly shutting off and not wanting to start, but sometimes it would run, you know, it might be the fuel shutoff solenoid that was giving them problems. Doesn't even matter if that one's hot, as long as I got this. This is the jumper wire straight to our battery. 12 volts to it. So you guys are probably thinking, fuel shutoff solenoid, you had fuel at the injectors, why are you even messing with that? Sometimes it'll let just enough fuel by to kind of make it think it's gonna crank, and enough where you can see it at the injectors but not the full pressure. Enough said. Let's see if we did it. All right, give it to her. Oh, she's running good. She's just purring. Oh my God. No key or nothing, baby. She's gonna need motor mounts. Oh my gosh, she's rattling. All right, let's shut her off. Look at that, we even got a little key for her. All right, but there she is.
So you just get running?
Yep, she just ran, so.
Good job.
You wanna hear?
Yeah, I wanna hear it.
Here's our fuel shut off. So just 12 volts to the fuel shut off. And here's our key, so. Well, she was just running. Here, let's try it again. All right, I think that was just a bad connection. Here, now let's see. There we go. Yep.
Good job.
She runs good.
Good job.
She's gonna need some motor mounts though, but she purrs like a kitten.
Well, she's shaking a little bit, ain't she? But
Yeah.
that's the motor mount.
I didn't change the fuel or anything. This is 15-year-old fuel in her right now.
Cool beans, man. Good job.
But there's no play in the turbo or anything, so she's ready.
Did it take you much to get it going?
Not too much. Shoot, as soon as I hooked up that switch to the starter down there, and I just gave her a little bit of starting fluid, she fired right up. So
The first time you tried
the
it?
very first time.
Oh man, I wish I'd been here.
This is that ECU. Now that we got it running, I kind of want to plug it back in and just see if it's still gonna smoke. And then it tightens the connectors. Yeah, I can't really disconnect it fast.
How hard is it to disconnect the battery?
All I have to do is take this screwdriver out and then lift it up. Yep.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
All right. I could see what was happening. I don't know if you guys got a good view of it. Jesus. That smells like burnt crab or something. I don't know. It smells almost fishy. I don't know if this is a common failure point on these, but it actually kind of looks like the part that failed might be above right here, because it was getting hot right in there and it melted that. You guys can see that's still wet. So there's some kind of short right here. I think it's time to probably try to break them brakes loose and get this bad girl rolling, change the oil in her, and hopefully driving down the road. Still got some fluid in it. That's good. Oh. There we go. There we go. Sometimes you can lift it just a little bit through that key slot right there. Bada bing. We're gonna use a puller to get this off to protect the threads. I'm gonna put this nut back on it, so if something happens, all you gotta do is take the nut off and it fixes the threads.
At least
Yeah,
this one did on the back.
I think they both did. It's super easy to tighten though. Yep. Maybe. Oh, the nut's still in there, that's why. This is what the inside of that drum looked like. So we'll go ahead and clean this bad girl up and start working on this. I'm gonna jerry rig her just for the night so that we can get her rolling. Kind of popped up a little bit. So rears didn't have any fluid, and the fronts had a whole bunch. I'm imagining that this is probably locked up. That's why the pedal's stuck. As long as it's stuck with the brakes not locked, it should roll. I'm positive that master cylinder's locked up. I want to get it rolling tonight. Not 2 weeks from now when the parts come in. We're gonna drive her around the yard without brakes, of course. It's will it run and drive, not will it stop. Nowhere does it say it needs to stop, so. Okay. That's what it looks like. Yeah. All right, we just got to hook this battery back up now. Get our key back together and we'll turn her over then. We got our fuel hooked up, got our button. It's getting dark now, but we're still going to try to get her to roll here. Let's do this. Our jumper wire came off for that fuel. There we go. Let's try this again. There we go. All right, she's sitting here idling right now. This is the moment of truth. I'm gonna shift her in first and hopefully she's got something. I don't think the clutch is working at all. No. She ain't gonna go in gear because the clutch ain't working. Almost. At least she idles. Yeah, there's nothing I can do there. Well, that stinks. All right, we gotta climb up in here. Forgive the tarp noises. This floorboard's nasty. So our problem, kind of hard for you guys to see. I can't give you a good angle. This right here is the top of the clutch pedal. If you guys look, oh, yep, the rod that goes inside of the master cylinder is broken. Just so rusty that she broke. She don't even want to move in there. I thought about just trying to stick a new rod in and seeing if maybe, you know, like to be hopeful, but this girl's stuck, so just gonna have to pull her out. So unfortunately, with that part being broken on the Dodge, here's where we're gonna have to wrap it up. The reason that I'm not gonna go ahead and buy the clutch master cylinder and the slave cylinder and then a new brake booster and a master cylinder, the cab's actually coming off of that one, and this R110 cab is going to go on it along with the bed. So the frame's going to get sent to be shortened in about a week. I'm going to paint the frame up, move all the parts over onto it. We got another frame for it too. This is that other frame that's going to get shortened, sandblasted, painted, all that. There'll be more videos up on the channel of us doing all that. And thank you all again for watching. Sorry that I didn't get her rolling. Plans we have for this girl are much bigger than spending $200 on parts that I'm not even gonna use. Thank you again for watching. Please take care.